Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report, joined once again by head football coach Pete Shinnick. Coach, let's talk a little more about Glenville State. I wanted to focus on Darkus Elliott for a minute. He's a walk-on. He just walked onto the team this spring, if I remember correctly. He's giving you significant contributions on defense. He had 14 tackles this week against Glenville State. Tell me a little bit about Darkus's story.
Well, it's a great story. You know, we have an open tryout at the beginning of every spring, and he was one of the guys that we liked. Our linebacker position had been depleted a little bit by injury, and then just some guys didn't make it. So he came through the spring and played really well for us. Then we brought in probably about 3-4 guys that aren't with us right now, and he has hung around the top of the depth chart, and to be playing the number of plays that he's playing right now to become a starter, really a great tribute to him just in his hard work and his focus and dedication. Really excited for him. It's
definitely nice to be calling his name out so many times up in the press box as well. I mean, he seems to be in the middle of everything, and that definitely gives you confidence with your defense and with your linebacking core that him and the other linebackers can contribute so strongly. And a walk-on. I mean, what a story, right? Well, unlike the last 2 weeks, this week the Braves came back from behind to win. The last prior 2 weeks you had big leads and you saw them trickle away a little bit. That has to make you feel good that they come back from behind.
Well, it does, and you know, talking to the team afterwards, really proud of them for not getting down on themselves or doubting or wondering or you know, going through that. We lost a big lead at Wingate, and then to be down here against Glenville and to be able to battle back and then get the lead and then keep the lead. I felt good for them that, you know, their hard work was paying off.
Does this speak a little bit perhaps of the team maturing a little as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think so. I think this group has, you know, we've said it time and time again, they come out, they work hard, they like being around each other, they like playing the game, and they're giving us great effort. We just got to now continue to put them in the right place.
So, I mean, the bottom line is that the team, they gave up a lot of yards and maybe a bend, but don't break defense, but you still managed to find the W, and that's the most important thing, right?
Well, it is, because you'd much rather learn from an experience like this and get a W than, you know, find a way to lose the game and have to learn those lessons as well. And looking at our defense, knowing the type of people that we have over there, and with Shane Richardson and our defensive staff, I feel good that we're going to be able to get this thing fixed, and we'll definitely spend a little time on it this week, getting it worked out.
Okay, well let's talk about your next opponent. You've had 3 games consecutively at home. This week you go on the road to take on the 1-3 Catawba Indians. They beat Tusculum, ironically, who's your opponent after Catawba, 23-21 next week. What do you know about the Indians? What can you tell us?
Well, they've played a tough schedule, and I think very similar to Wingate. They are probably a better football team than their record indicates. Probably the best defense that we've played statistically. They don't give up a whole lot. They played Coastal Carolina, and I think they held them to like 20 yards rushing. So they have played some good competition. They've been on the short end. I think the last couple weeks they've probably played their best football. So even though they are a team with a losing record, we know we're in for a very good football game.
Just looking at the statistics from some of their previous games, I mean, unlike a lot of the other teams, all of the other teams that you've played to this point, this is a team that seems to be a little vulnerable on offense. They've struggled to move the ball a little bit, especially on the ground. They're only averaging 11 points per game. What are you going to be telling your defense this week in practice?
Well, this is a week, obviously, we've got to be able to take advantage of some of the things that they don't do well. And keep them in some of the situations that have haunted them in the first 4 games. So our defense, you know, they've got some talented players on offense. They've got a couple of Division I transfers that have come back to their program from North Carolina, and so they've got some talented players. We've just got to be right in what we're doing and execute at the level that I think we're capable of.
And I'm sure that you like the fact that it's not too far of a trip for your team. I mean, it's an in-state rival, I guess, for all practical purposes, and with budget constraints the way that they are, I'm sure it's nice to have a game that's relatively short trip, right?
Well, it's really worked out well for us this year with you know, the budget cuts and the way things have gone. We have pretty much 9 games that, you know, we're spending the night here in Pembroke, and we get up Saturday and go play the game. So, you know, in the past we've been on the road. You know, we've been down to Florida, we've been over to Tennessee, we've been up to West Virginia. In the past, we've spent 4 or 5 road trips really on the road. We feel anytime we're playing in North Carolina, it's a good thing for us.
We just have a couple of seconds left, Coach, but 4 games, 4 shootouts, 4 games decided by 11 points. I mean, is that a lot of stress on the coaching staff?
It is. I'm sure it's fun for the fans because they enjoy the experience, but for us, we'd like to put it away a little earlier and relax a little bit.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck next week against Catawba. When we come back, we'll be talking to head volleyball coach Jeff Billington. Stay tuned.